I think she's been on once before, if I'm not mistaken. She's in the romance genre, Sierra London, and she has a new book, and we're going to be giving away. Um, I don't know. We're going to be giving away a copy of her book. It's the Arc. So her new book, A Hard Habit to Break. We have the Arc for the book. So, Sierra, you look confused. Are you trying to figure out which device you're going to be on? Okay, she's coming on. So while she's figuring out her camera and her sound, we're going to give away. We all okay. You need to turn off the other device because we're getting the feedback. Turn the volume all the way down. But we always give away books based on trivia. Turn it all the way down. Turn the sound all the way down. And so the trivia question for this book, before we get started with the interview, the trivia question for this book is the main character at age 18, her name is Rachel Johnson. She left her home state with a college acceptance letter in hand. And so which state did she live in? So whoever answers the question first correctly gets the ARC mailed to them. And if it's one of our regular viewers, they normally answer really fast, and then I see who wins. So Sierra, welcome back to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now this is book number what for you?
Okay, this is book, I don't know, I might be in the 40s, but this is definitely book 2 in the Calvary Brothers series.
Oh, okay. So the main character is one of the brothers, and so this is an additional brother. So how many brothers are there altogether? 4. Normally when people do these books, it's either 3 or 4 brothers.
It's
4.
3
Okay.
Calvary Brothers. The first book, Fake It Till You Make It, was Eli's story. He's the oldest. And this book, the second book, is actually Noah's, and Noah is the baby boy.
Okay. All right. So is this interracial romance?
So both the characters are biracial. So
okay.
Yes, both the characters are biracial. So Noah's mom is Black, Leah Calvary, and Rachel's mom was also a Black woman.
Okay, because I didn't know for sure if, there's some authors that focus on interracial romance, like for all of their books are that. So I didn't know if that was the case with this, but yours are just a variety. And
Yes.
Is this the second chance romance?
Oh, yes. It is the sweetest second chance romance. I actually love Rachel and Noah.
Okay. It's good to love your characters, even though they're not real people, but they become real. If you're a writer, they become real to you. So it's I think that helps the writing if you really engage with the characters.
It does. I mean, I feel like every book you're pouring a piece of yourself into it, at least your perspective on the character's outlook in life. So for me, I don't want to write about characters that I don't connect with, right? I mean, I don't want to be a villain in every book, but even with a villain, like there's something in their journey that you can relate to, even if it's not fully your story.
Okay. Yeah, I do some of that myself. Like when Rhonda's joining us for after her speaking engagement.
So good to see you. You look lovely tonight. You look
Rhonda has a tendency to double book herself.
No, not all the time. I thought my speaking engagement was at 7 and it wound up being at 8.
Yeah, but I've spent several out of town trips with you, and I beg to
She's
differ.
right. She is not lying.
No, I believe you, Gwen, because I had Rhonda on my schedule for yesterday. And then I look, I'm like, uh-oh, I seen Elena and some other folks. Okay, all right, okay. I was like, that's
Oh, that's
okay.
right.
I'm glad you were able to tune in. So, Sierra, how did you get started with romance? Like, what made you decide romance was your lane to be in?
Okay. I might be weird because I didn't always know romance was my lane. I really didn't. I knew books were my lane. I knew fiction was my lane.
Okay.
Romance, I came to later in life. I came to later in life. Like my mom read, like, remember those comic love story books? Do you remember
I used
those?
to read them.
Yeah, back in the 70s. Like my mom had those and I would read them, but then something tapered off through the years, but somewhere around in my late 20s, and I'm in my mid 50s now, but somewhere in my late 20s, I had a health setback. And some of you all already know this, but I was a nurse practitioner in the military in my former life. And y'all know when you put on that uniform, like you have to be one way, and that one way is on top of your game, right? And so I can't go to work, downtrodden, in pain, not looking like a squared away sailor. And I remembered that romance always made me feel better. And so for me, romance was like a balm. It really was a painkiller. I couldn't take painkillers for pain. And I literally would have a mass market size paperback in my lab coat. And if the pain got overwhelming, y'all, I would flip it over and start just reading the scene. And you know how quickly romance can just suck you in?
Hmm.
It would suck me in. It would give me something else to focus on besides what was happening in my body. And that's when I knew that romance, if it could heal me like that, just that quickly, I wanted to be a part of that. That's why
Oh,
I started writing
that's an
romance.
interesting story. I've never heard anybody put their journey to romance like that.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
It
Like I
was.
said, I might be a little bit,
No,
off
no,
the beaten
no,
path.
Everybody has their
no.
own story for how they got where they are, because no two people's paths are the same.
This is so true.
Period in
This is,
life. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, because
So
you're reaching somebody the way some way one of those romance authors reached you.
Yes.
And you're probably making somebody else feel better. And I think
mhm.
that is, I think really that should be our goal as authors. I know a lot of times we say, I just want to make money and and there's nothing wrong with making money. I'm not shaming
Absolutely.
anybody for wanting
Mm.
to make money. But when you're making money and you're touching your readers to where your readers feel like they have to read your book in order to get through, I mean, that's something that you can hang your hat on. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And I'll say this, like you brought up the point of making money, but I think for anybody who's been around, even a couple of years in writing, and this is my 11th year of writing, when you are a creative, there's a certain amount of fulfillment that comes in just doing what you love.
Yes.
Like, y'all,
Mm.
before I make a penny on my books, like, I'm happy with the story. Like, I feel good about the story that I got out of my head and onto the page. And then, like, the next step, and I know a lot of people don't see it this way, but the next step is actually sharing the story. But the first story belongs to me. And that's a reward in and of itself. I mean, of course, you want your businesses to be profitable, but at the same time, the satisfaction in what I'm doing comes long before I make a dollar on the book.
Mhm.
Well, and that's well said. Because people ask me, um, how do you, or am I, are people buying my books, or am I really selling my books? I tell people I don't write books for a living. That's not, my books are more me getting my thoughts and ideas and passions, whatever the topic is, out on paper for the public so I can share them with people. And even if I only sell a few books, and I do sell books every month. I get royalties every month on the 29th from Amazon.
Yes.
But and I haven't missed getting royalties ever, like in any month. So
Yes.
but that's like a bonus. People, when people tell me they really enjoyed it, it blessed them, they share it, then that's what makes me feel good.
Yes.
Um, but people who do it for a living, my hats are off to them because I don't have, my ideas don't, for book writing, don't come right off the top of my head fast enough for me to do it to make a living.
Yeah.
I might write one book and then go 2 years without writing another one, or 3 years, and then one year I might do two books. So it just depends. But
Yeah.
but having you talk about how it was a really almost a healing balm,
Still
that's
is.
um,
Mm,
that's
good. So
precious.
your why hasn't changed.
No, no, my why hasn't changed. But so to Gwen's point, so I am a full-time author. But with saying that, even when you're working your job full-time, especially if you're an hourly employee, like you show up every day, but you only get paid twice a week, once a week, sometimes once a month, depending on what the job is. And in some ways, writing is like that. Like you're putting in work every day,
Yes.
Okay.
but the pay, some days, like you said, when we get paid every day, I mean, it doesn't flow into our bank account necessarily every day like that, but we get
Mhm.
paid every day. You're selling a book, you're selling books, but um, just like with your job, there's more to it than just the money that comes um from somebody buying your book. Like you
Mhm.
said, it's so much about getting the story that you want to share with the world out of your head and out into the world.
Yes.
I get satisfaction from just like the conversations like this. Like when I was a nurse, I wasn't on Black Authors Matter TV talking about books. Like someone actually like holding up a book that I wrote with my name on it, going, "Hey, this is a giveaway." And you know what's wonderful about that is that there are readers out there that see that as valuable. Like something that I created is valuable to someone other than me, and it's not just dollars, right?
Well, having said that, Curtis Stevenson won the book, and he normally, when he comes on, when he tunes in, he wins the book if we give one away. So the
That's true.
answer
He's gonna
was
win a book.
59. He will win a book. So West Virginia is the state where the main character left
Yes.
for college. So uh, now Tony Bonita said one word, cat. What does that mean?
What, the cat? Is that what Miss Tony said? Like we
That's what
just saw
Tony
each other
said.
on Friday because she came to one of my in-person
Oh.
events. But on this cover, which I love, y'all see this cute
Mhm.
little cat. Look, let me get my finger right. Y'all see this cute little cat?
Oh, okay. Is it
Okay,
the
so
arc?
it's modeled after
Okay,
my own cat who's
the
around here
cat,
somewhere in the
the cat's
house.
on the arc too. So if anybody's a cat lover,
Yes,
like we
so
have a cat, our
yeah.
cat's a tabby, so it's not
I'm
this color.
sorry. I'm not a pet owner. I guess my pet, I'm babysitting my pet, my daughter's pet. She has fish and a turtle. So
Okay, I've been there too. I,
yeah.
I I started there. I started there. You know what I'm saying? It's a graduation to get to the cat or the dog or the bird. But Clam is a character in the book, and she's not just along for the ride. She has some matchmaking duties that
Oh.
she carries out between her soon-to-be mommy and daddy. So Miss Tony is not a cat person. But but Clam shows up all throughout the book. And of course, she is a cat, meaning she's very independent. So one of the first things she does when Rachel does get back home to Service, West Virginia, is disappear and go somewhere she ain't got no business going and suck her mama into it because that's what cats do. Like,
They can. Our cat is an indoor cat. Actually, our cat is really my daughter's cat. And
uh-huh.
and this is what happened. It was her cat. She got married and she has a special needs cat. She had to get all
You've
his
told
teeth
this story
pulled.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to get all his teeth pulled
Oh,
because he, except for the four front, though, the two in the front and the top and the bottom, he has four teeth. So, uh, he had like gum disease. I didn't even know cats had that. But
yeah,
anyway, so he has to be fed a certain way. He can only eat soft food. You got to feed him like a
yes.
half a teaspoon first and then wait 30 minutes. Well, she and her husband, new husband, they travel all the time. So
Oh,
they don't have a lifestyle where they can take care of her special
no,
needs cat. So
no,
now
not
it's
at
my
all.
cat. So anyway,
Thanks, Mom. I know that's what she's saying.
that's what she said. She comes over and hugs him and rubs him and then goes back home. So, but I had the cat do. Now, Tony Benita said, Curtis, she said she let you win because she already has a copy of the book. Tony Benita
Ooh.
Right, she knew. She knew. She got an advance copy too.
So Curtis will take it. So,
Thank you, Curtis.
yeah.
I hope
So
you enjoyed the read and review it. I appreciate it.
now, do you do series mostly, or say? I know a lot of especially romance authors are doing series because people want that.
I love series, but I do standalones as well. And I tend to write my books as standalones. So if you were to pick up A Hard Habit to Break today, even though Fake It Till You Make It is the first book, you would have more than enough details about the people, the town, understanding the conflict between the characters without going back to book one, even though there's mention of Rachel in book one. And of course, Noah's on the page because he's one of the Calvary brothers. And the series is really about the Calvarys and the Calvary family. So, yes, I enjoy series quite a bit, but I just finished a standalone called the Slow Jam Playlist that's coming out for the House of Bohanna next month.
I
So,
like the title.
yeah, well,
Hmm.
thank you. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so
Now is that
yeah,
Shay's? Is
I do
that
both.
is
Huh?
that Shay Bohanna?
Yes.
I didn't know she was publishing
Yes.
books. I
Yes.
thought she
Yes.
just did like publicist work. I didn't know
Yes.
she
Yep.
did
So
publishing too. So she
yeah, so
says
this
it
is
on
a
her.
launch. I don't even know if I was supposed to say that. Shut up, Sierra. But anyway,
The cat's out of the bag now.
oh, y'all, we
She
got a book
breaking
coming next
news.
month. So look for a new book from the House of Bohannon. And mine is called, my story in the anthology is called The Slow Jam Playlist.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's a story in an anthology.
Yes.
And
So it's like the book with its own soundtrack, huh?
Oh my gosh. If so the characters are 55 plus. So this is a book for the grown and sexy. So if you can
I'll be reading
remember
it.
growing up with mixtapes and slow jams, if you like smooth grooves, that nice groovy tempo, yeah, this is a story that you are gonna love. I had so much fun writing this book because it really took me, look, back down memory lane. So that's a little Ripperton for you. So
well,
I love
well,
it.
old school is that's my music, and that's
me
that's what
too.
I listen to. That's the real music. I
Yeah.
even played a little bit while we were out of town in Atlanta with Rhonda doing some trivia on some
Mhm.
songs to see if she knew who the artists were, and because it would really was testing for the game that we do at the festival during the
That
Yes.
guy across from us, he got all
he
of them, didn't he?
he knew just about every single one. He did.
But he was playing
But
old
he
school
was
music
playing
the
old
whole
school
time.
the
Okay.
whole time. The whole
Okay. So
time.
he committed.
'Cause
Yeah.
He
yeah,
living the dream.
yeah, because I do play it in my car, but I don't take it like places. Because you never know how people are gonna respond. Some
Oh,
people
okay.
might not want to hear it or whatever. So I don't want to deal with that. So but people will be a lot less likely to tell a man to turn his music off
Oh, yeah.
than a
Well,
woman. So,
I don't know.
and I
Maybe
think
I'm
his
at that
wife
age
was
where
with
people
him.
just like leave that lady alone. I don't know.
Yeah, his wife was with him, but she didn't know the songs. She did. She didn't know. He knew them. So that's his. That was his thing, more or
I
less.
like trivia night, and I think the one time that I won with my team, it was on one of the categories was Motown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I could win that. Like
Yes.
or something like that. I look at Beat
I might be able
Shazam
to
when
do
it
pretty
comes on
well on that one. I don't know if I'll
Mo-
win, but I'll do pretty well.
Motown.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In fact, I was just watching Beat Shazam. It came on last night, but I recorded and then
Hmm.
I watch it later. And Jamie Foxx, he does a good job. A lot of
He
the music
does.
I don't know because it's alternative. It's all different. It's all different kinds
Yes.
of music, and some of them I know, but I don't know like if it's like now stuff for the now. I don't even know what's popular right now. Uh, so
Yeah.
anyway, but on your other book that came before this one is
Mhm.
called "Fake It Till You Make It." Is that what the title of that one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now that book, it seems like a little less pages than this one.
So yes, so since the first book came out, y'all, so this first book, this is mass market size, and it came out from Forever Romance, and since then I've moved on to Grand Central, but they're all under the Hachette book group. And
Okay.
so we went from mass market, which, that market kind of went away, y'all. And we stepped up to trade paperback. And a hard habit to break, which I'm so proud of, is in audio, and it's absolutely fabulous. The narrators, Chris Brinkley and Arissa Evans, I mean, they bring the emotion to the page. It's in large print for people like me who are vision impaired, plus your regular size paperback. So they just did it all. And I am so happy. So, readers, you can get what you want. Listeners, you can get what you want. And the book is everywhere, it is everywhere. So I love that. I'm very proud of
Okay.
that.
Now you mentioned the mass market is I really hadn't noticed but is it pretty much uh extinct now almost?
Yes, like
Yeah, I
even if
haven't
you,
seen it in a long time either.
Maybe because a lot of readers are 40 plus, and that's when you need reading glasses.
that's a part of it,
Right.
but well, I won't say that.
The
But the
market,
market has changed, right?
mhm,
Like when you look at paperbacks from when we started just 10 years ago, you didn't see romances in hardback. And now that is evolving, right? That romances aren't just in paperback. The ones that sell in large volumes are also coming in hardback, and you see the evolution of special editions. And I think
yeah. Hmm.
audiences like what's emerging or has emerged on Book Talk, on TikTok, have really they drive this they're on the forefront of this transformation, because Book Talk, TikTok really blew up during the pandemic, right? And
Hmm.
so a lot of these like younger readers were coming of age, and so they didn't have e-readers. They were reading mid-grade books, and they were reading books, right? These big books. They were reading your Twilight series, your Harry Potters, your whatever, like
Yeah.
reading
Hmm.
books.
Hmm.
And so they brought that same energy into adulthood, and you're seeing the romance market respond to that, right? With larger books, with these more what do you call it? Mm, the covers that are discreet covers, right? They don't have the bare chest on them, even though they're romance. Now flowers signal romance, for these discreet covers. And so, the market has changed a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people are on Book Talk is really um some of the influencers on Book Talk really have
Hmm.
a lot of followers to
Mhm.
where they're really driving sales. And a lot of them are, getting, I don't know what kind of arrangements or contracts, but they are having relationships with the publishers in terms of financially. you know, because
Yeah, well, Penguin has a whole influencer outreach system, for lack of a better term. You can actually sign up to be an influencer with them, and if you get chosen, they'll send you free books. And I believe
Mhm.
that's how a lot. That's why a lot of the more popular authors are getting promoted by influencers, because these publishing companies are pushing certain authors, and they're sending it to influencers who have pretty large followings. So you find influencers are promoting authors who already have thousands of book sales already. And so it gets a little harder for the smaller authors or the lesser known authors to get that same publicity.
Well, I think that's why, like, you bring up an interesting point, and I think that's why it's so important, like, as authors, that we always talk about branding, right? We talk
Mm-hmm.
about branding. We talk about this being our own career. Gwen mentioned, I can put out a book in every 2 years. I can put out two books every year. I can do what I want, and I feel like we have to be our own best influencers. Like, we
Yes,
can't outsource that, because I still feel like as business owners, we can't give entities outside of us more power than we have with our own audience, right?
exactly.
Like, I cannot, well, I feel like there we should be careful, very careful with giving influencers control over our audiences, because dynamics can change, relationships can change,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't want anyone to have the power to sabotage romance, the community, an individual author,
Right.
because they've built such a powerful platform. And when you talk about influencers monetizing, like, when this all started, influencers were super fans who actually read each book from
Yes.
cover to cover.
Yes.
And we
Yes.
can't lose that. Like, that's a true influencer.
Mm-hmm.
That's, we want, I want that authentic connection, right? I
Mm-hmm.
want, like, somebody just want my book. That's why I said, please read the book. Like, I'm not saying you know anything about book hoarders, do you think? But for me, I'm saying, like, I'm asking, like, let's have a connection, read the book. Let's talk about it. Like we're here, like we're doing right here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, those are really good points. And I've always felt like that just in general, as far as a business, as a longtime entrepreneur, giving someone else control over uh my the end results of what I'm doing,
Yeah.
or access to just even with this show, I prefer to go directly to the authors. If I can do that, that's the thing that I do. If I can find their email address directly, and I ask Gemini and Claude and all of them, what's the email? Because I hate going through gatekeepers. Um, because the gatekeeper may not think it's important, or
Oh,
they might have another agenda. They might have some other places they're trying to place you. But if I can talk to the person directly, 99% of the time the answer is a yes. So it's just a matter of finding the right dates. That's all. So
right. Yeah. It's about connection. And
mm,
Rhonda, you made a really good point. Like, when you talk about authors who are up and coming, or authors who might be mid-listers or debut,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want, at least I wouldn't want to feel like, you know what? I can't get anywhere in this business because I don't know enough influencers, or I don't
Right.
know this person or that person. Like, it we don't want barriers like that in
Exactly.
the romance community, right? Like, we
right.
talk about, there are people leaving the industry every day.
Yep.
Every day, people are leaving the industry. I'm not writing anymore. I'm taking a break from writing.
Yeah,
And
they're
so we
discouraged.
want that fresh infusion of talent, of stories, of creativity, of varying perspectives entering our community.
Well,
We
and
do.
somebody posted, I think it was Black Girls Right. Black
Mm.
Girls Who Write. They posted this. Well, I saw it today. I don't know if they posted it today, but it was what as an author, what are some things that you're tired of hearing? Oh my goodness, it's 9:30. We're going into the
Yeah,
next
we did.
person.
I know. I was just gonna say that. So we'll have to table that
Yes, we're
question.
gonna table that. We'll
And
talk about it in Chicago, Sierra.
congratulations again on your book.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I hope it
Everybody
does
listening
extremely well.
in. All right. Have a
All
good
right.
night, ladies.
You
Bye.
too. Bye bye.